hey, hey, follow me low. Down, down, the farther we go. Hey, hey, follow me low.
So a quick video showing you how I've completely eliminated warping on all my oil hardening steels. I was on Instagram a while back and I saw a post from River City Blade Works talking about this, and it reminded me to do a quick video. I can't remember the first place I saw this being done, but I've been doing this for a while now and I've just never thought about making a video just on this subject until I saw his post. So go check him out. So the concept is relatively straightforward. Clamp the blade while it's still hot in between two pieces of angle iron and a vise. This is my straightening jig. I use it for tempering, and I also use it for clamping blades straight out of the quench. So you're going to have to do your own research here as far as the exact steel that you're using and how much time you have to get this done. For some steels you have more time than others, and again you're going to have to look at the time temperature transformation diagram to see exactly how much time you have for the particular steel you're using. But again, the concept's relatively straightforward. You clamp it in between two pieces of angle iron and smash it straight in a vise.
Did he say what I think he said?
Smash it straight in a vise. Smash it straight in a vise.
Smash it straight in a vise. Smash it straight in a vise.
That's confirmative. Conformative. Configurative. That's correct, FTC Agent 1.
And here I'm just taking some air and helping to cool it a little bit faster. You probably don't have to do this, but I just do it to be on the safe side. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now in the past, I haven't done this on every single blade. I've always had it set up and ready to go. But most of the time in the past, I just do it for blades that came out that had really bad warps in them. But lately, I've been doing it for every single blade that I quench, and I haven't had a warping issue since. So I think I've completely solved the problem as far as warping goes. Now, keep in mind, I do all of my grinding, all of my bevels after heat treatment. And to tell you the truth, I think that's the better way to do it for a lot of different reasons. But that's just one thing that'll also help keep your blades straight, is grind after heat treatment. Oh yeah. Perfect. That sound was me checking it on the granite surface plate, just like the other one. It's nice and straight.
Did he say nice and straight?
And then the last thing I do to help eliminate any possibility of any warps ever happening ever is I always do a clamp temper for every temper cycle. The blades that you're seeing here are blades that I actually quenched a week ago. They're not even oil quenching blades, but I'm just recycling the footage. But anyway, you get the idea. Clamp everything after quenching and your blades will probably come out straight, hopefully. Not always, but most of the time. Hope this video helps. So one more quick tip here for handle shaping.
He said quick tip.
Use a file. The file that I'm using is a regular old half-round mill bastard file.
Oh my goodness.
And it works excellent for doing the rough shaping on your handles. At this point, I do as much as I possibly can on the grinder with a contact wheel. And as my skill improves, I can do more and more and more on the grinder. But at some point, you do have to go and do a lot of the handle shaping by hand. You just can't do everything with the grinder, at least the grinder that I have and the 12-inch contact wheel that I'm using. It's the only contact wheel that I have. Maybe if I were to switch to a smaller wheel, I'd be able to do more. But yeah, I go right to a file now. I used to do a lot of the rough work with sandpaper, and that was just a pain. I had a really hard time getting the handle shapes that I wanted to. And it's just, there wasn't enough, there was too much give there with sandpaper. With a file, you have a lot more control over exactly where you're removing the material. Whereas sandpaper, you kind of just remove material wherever the sandpaper wants to sit. The one thing you do have to be careful with a file, though, is that it leaves really deep scratches, which for me is not that big of a deal because I have a slack belt attachment.
What's a slack belt attachment? I don't know. Sounds dangerous.
And typically what I'll do is I'll go straight from the file to the slack belt on my grinder with a 220 grade J-Flex belt, and that will take out any of the deep scratches that the file left. And then I can go and further refine the handle by hand with the sandpaper method. And now for your viewing pleasure, here's some handle shaping. Oh, the humanity!
Now the FTC won't let me be and let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on other certified TV, but it feels so empty without me.
Okay, FTC Agent 2, he's filming vertical. Take him down.
So another thing real quick is make sure if you're working with different types of steel to label the steel that you're using, especially if you make the same style of knife in different steels. Because yesterday I finished this one. I must have picked up the wrong piece. I picked up this one, which is a piece of 1095, and I almost used this instead of the piece that I was supposed to use, which is in the oven right now, which is M4. I almost heat treated this instead. And luckily I caught this before, and the reason I caught it is because of the thickness. That would have been really interesting to heat treat a piece of 1095 like it was M4. That would have been some confusing times for sure. Or maybe there's like a secret recipe that nobody knows about with 1095 that if you heat treat it like M4 it ends up becoming a super steel or something. I don't know.